I can't be the only one that thinks this, but like, how many times are we going to be hearing about Oprah's weight loss?
Oprah has made a lot of money losing weight and telling other people how to do it. But now she says she's accepting her role for shame in the diet culture. But she just wrote a new book called Enough with a Doctor, and what she discovered about weight loss is kind of interesting. She said, recognizing once and for all that obesity is not a moral failing, that it's a chronic relapse disease that has been life-changing for me. I did not get the memo 10 years ago, but now I know, and I want to spread that information to as many people as I can. The doctor she worked with has been studying obesity for about 20 years. You know, Oprah gonna get the best of the best experts about whatever topic she talking about. And in her new book, she talks about the shame that she got herself. Oprah recalls a moment she names the most humiliating moment of her life.
So how'd you gain the weight? I ate a lot. No. You said 50 pounds. You shouldn't let that happen to you. You're very pretty.
You know what?
No, I don't want to hear.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you something.
Pretty girl and you're single. You must lose the weight.
I'm going to. You know what? We are now AM Chicago. In Chicago, we're starting a diet with Oprah.
Great.
Yes. In conjunction with the Tribune, so that I have been put under pressure to finally do it.
And that's in 1985 on The Tonight Show when Joan Rivers asked her how she gained all her weight back. And Oprah writes in her book that from there, David Letterman was making fun of her for a year straight. You know, she was one of the first people who was getting body shamed. Like, Oprah walked so Lizzo could run, you know? But I do think it's interesting to name obesity more as a disease rather than, like she said, just something that's wrong with you morally. And it's something that can be looked at and fixed clinically. But what do y'all think about Oprah's role in the weight loss culture? Let's gas the gossip. Leave some comments below.
All these years, I thought I was overeating. I was standing there with all the food noise, what I ate, what I should eat, how many calories was that.
Yes, I don't actually know who can be taking weight loss advice from Oprah. Oprah is training on social media for this. She recently had an interview on The View. She said a lot of things, not only The View. She has been on the mainstream media struggling to promote this her new, as a billionaire, she should not be doing this again. At some point, a lot of people are questioning Oprah, like, what is this? In fact, Oprah is lying to you. Oprah is now trying to tell us that obesity is a disease. She has been struggling in the past, controlling food, the type of food to eat, doing this. Immediately she discovered this medication that she has been taking. Oprah now wants to encourage a lot of people to be doing that.
On this episode of Yes, this is a real conversation that they had on The View. Oprah Winfrey says, overeating doesn't make you obese. You don't overeat and become obese. Obesity causes you to overeat. Now, as much as I love a good chicken or the egg scenario, this simply is not one of them. I know these days we hate definitions, but words do in fact still have meaning. According to the Mayo Clinic, obesity is a complex disease involving too much body fat. One does not just wake up with too much body fat and then suddenly has an overwhelming desire to eat food. You do actually have to eat a lot of food to then wake up with a lot of body fat first. I will say this does not surprise me in the least. These types of people skirt self-accountability like it is the plague, and this mentality allows you to view yourself as a victim of obesity rather than the cause of it, and that has to be, just a lot easier to cope with. Unfortunately, you will get nowhere when you are surviving on cope. So I suggest, taking some accountability here, owning up to the situation. But whatever helps you, Oprah baby.
All these years, I thought I was overeating. I was standing there with all the food noise, what I ate, what I should eat, how many calories was that, how long was it going to take. I thought that was because of me and my fault. Yeah. Now I understand that if you carry the obesity gene, if that is what you have, that is what makes you overeat. You don't overeat and become obese. Right. Obesity causes you to overeat. Right. Obesity causes you to have all of that food noise. And what the GLP-1s have done for me, and I know a number of other people, is to quiet that noise.
Yeah. Oprah, you specifically used the term food noise. Can you explain to people that maybe don't understand that, or maybe do and don't realize they do, what that
is? Right. Now take a look at what Oprah said on The View. And the people were clapping like, wow, 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 wow. At some point, I suspected Whoopi Goldberg is doing the same thing. If you realize her recent size, body size compared to before.
Yeah, I was in Australia speaking on stage, and I was talking about food noise, and a guy who had lost 110 pounds on the medication said it was the first time he'd ever heard somebody else articulate. It's that voice in your head that doesn't go away. You get up in the morning and you have, whether it's toast or coffee or eggs, or you're thinking, how many calories is that? How many calories did I just eat? How long is it going to take me to burn that off? What am I going to have for lunch? Because I already had the toast. I already had the bread once a day, so I don't think I can have bread a second time a day. Maybe I'll give up dinner. Maybe I'll have this for lunch. Maybe I'll eat the boiled egg instead. It's that constant, exhausting thing.
It's like
It's Thanksgiving is coming up. Am I going to eat the mashed potatoes or the scalloped potatoes? Am I going to just eat the dressing? Maybe I'll give up the turkey. I won't have the gravy. You're thinking about that days and days. And if you've never, and if you don't have it, you don't even know what I'm talking about. So this is what I realized. I used to think that all of the people who were thinner, who I considered normal people who didn't have what I had, I thought you all were stronger. Now I realize you're not even thinking about it.
If you look at what Oprah is doing here, it's like she created that phrase, food noise. It existed a long time ago. Yeah, before she even start advocating for this. But when you look at The View, the way they always, struggle to play like she is the first person sounding this way, it get me thinking. At some point, look at how they are excited, how she's talking about this. I understand a lot of people are doing this. They don't want to follow, don't want to follow their diet, they don't want to do this. Oprah is telling us on this whole segment, you should not really depend on this issue of following, eating good, doing, exercising. Oprah is canceling all that. Like, that is a waste of time, right? The best thing you should do is to take these medications. If you've not realized, look at the price of all this medication. If you are not rich, you can't follow this all through. Yeah, because at some point, you will give up and you will gain back some weight. Let's just consider you started it, you lost weight. Yeah, after 1 year, you see yourself coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back. So your life will now depend on these medications all through, and you need to have money. Oprah is so rich, she's a billionaire. That is not a problem to her.
I can't be the only one that thinks this, but like, how many times are we going to be hearing about Oprah's weight loss? Like, I'm 48 and I have heard it for the last 20, 30 years at least. I don't know how long Oprah has been big, but I remember probably when I was a late teenager hearing about it. She's been on many diets, and I don't fault her for not sticking with things and things not working for her. I mean, she's got all the money in the world, so you would think if anybody could be successful, it could be her. So there's something else going on there, right? But like, to come on and do all these interviews and do all these magazine covers and to do all these commercials and all these things where she talks about her weight loss, it just at this point feels, I don't know what the word is. There's some kind of disconnect to like reality or something. Like, does she think we forgot about the last 6 things that she went on that she was successful at? I don't care. I don't care about Oprah's weight loss anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a medical practitioner. Yeah, reason. I can't even go into defining this. To see Oprah showing up on the media, to be doing this as a billionaire, I don't get it. They are now openly advertising this, telling people, oh, this is your time. You've been controlling your diet, struggling to exercise. All these things don't mean anything. If you have the money, just go there, buy medications. You will drop. This is exactly what Oprah is encouraging here. So the short clips behind, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
About them. Thank you, everyone. I'm a little in shock about that.
Maduro. Let your hatred and sit this one out.
Well, these guys are paid, dude. And we
100. And
there you go.
$1,500.
Let's see if they get the. Well, I want to see them get it.
MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Robin.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
So you and your husband were friends with Robin Michelle Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true. A dangerous relative as a likely suspect. A tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one interview, she said,
We should have said nothing. The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Yeah.
Absolute horror.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy.
Oh, come on. We're just here for show business.
Bill Maher, you give us so much. This is the thing. You said gather around and say, oh, she's accusing all of the folks at ICE of being criminals. That is not what I'm doing.
this what's happening in Minneapolis is.
No one watching.
That we don't normalize what's going on in this country right now. I love America. I love us. I love our communities, free speech, the Trevor Project. And
my babies are upstairs watching. Y'all better be off them damn phones and watching me right now.
Bill Maher. Editing goes to the Justice Department.
I'm a little in shock about that.
You don't have to love Trump